it's Amy with the Hag Reads. I am here with a work in progress Wednesday. I don't have great things to report. It's kind of slow going for me right now. Um, no major issues in my life, just lots of little things keep popping up that have kind of kept me from progressing in my projects the way I'd like to. With my knitting, I now have 8 of these done, 8 of the Slytherin, which leaves me 4 to do. I am 2 little sections, so this much away from finishing the 9th one. When I last videoed, which I think was 2 weeks ago, I had planned to knit 2 a day, which is totally doable. They actually don't take that long. The reason that I have slow progress on it, I think, is I have to wear my reading glasses while I do it because the needles are so small, and it's with crochet thread. So it's those little teeny tiny needles that I've shown before. The lowest size you can get, it's either a 0.5 or a 1, and I think the smallest you can get knitting needles is a 1, but they're super thin. So it just to sit down and knit 2 in a row is emotionally taxing for me, which is a ridiculous thing to say about knitting, but I have to concentrate and look at the little tiny stitches with my glasses on so I don't slip a stitch, because I've had that problem on a couple of them and had to start over, which was kind of frustrating. So I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I'm so close. I can taste the end of it, and I will be glad to be done with this batch. Except for weaving in the ends and putting, I was originally planning to put some fringe on it, but now I'm not sure, so I have to think about that a little bit. I kind of like them the way they are, but I think they would look super cute with some fringe, because they're kind of meant to be, it's a bookmark, but it's meant to be like a miniature house scarf, and so they're just kind of fun. And I think for this scarf to, effect to be full, it needs a little bit of fringe on it. I don't know how long that would take, because my son usually does that for me, and he's in the middle of he's making a baby blanket for one of his coworkers who's due pretty soon, and I know he's working really hard to finish that up. And that has become kind of his thing. Every time somebody at work gets pregnant that he knows, even a little bit, he's like, I'll knit a blanket. And that becomes his obsession. And it's very sweet. And they've been well received. He still gets it. A couple of the people that he's knit them for are crocheted, because he's done both. Some of them are knit and some of them are crocheted. Are constantly telling him how much they love the blankets. So he just enjoys making them, probably for the recognition or the the praise that he gets for from his coworkers for his little projects. And he just enjoys knitting and crocheting in general. He's been doing it since he was, I want to say, 13 or 14. So with my writing, I am not getting squat done with my fiction writing. I have done some editing, but because I'm cutting things, I really don't know, once I've cut it out things, how many words I'm actually adding. I'm in an overall deficit, but I am writing, so I'm clarifying things, but I'm also streamlining the project. So I can't speak to a word count for that, but I am making progress. For my kind of journaling or brain dump, my morning pages, 750 words, I'm on day 46, and my goal is to reach 1,000 days in a row without missing a day. And I am 4 days away from my longest streak, so if I do a video next week, if I remember, I will be just past my longest streak. I will be in a new longest streak, and that will make me very happy. 50 is the longest, is as many days as I've been able to write in a row, and I really have tried to make this part of my daily routine. And so that has been a prevalent goal for me. Not always successful, but as of today, 46 days and going. My hair is out of control today. For mixed media, because I am focused on a couple of deep cleaning projects, and I'm trying to, I have a bad habit of not finishing things, so I've been trying to finish up some projects. Most of them are long-term cleaning projects or organizing projects, and because I have been in poor health, everything kind of taxes me and makes me tired, and after working on something that I feel like I need to work on in terms of getting things organized and getting some things that have kind of gone longer than they should have for deep cleaning, I just don't feel like doing art at the end of that. I'm tired, and I've been taking some extra iron for that, so that has been helping, but I just, for mixed media, it's just not happening at the moment. But I'm hoping, I'm wrapping up the deep cleaning of the tile and the grout. I have not actually made any progress in the living room. Ironically enough, I had other things I had to take care of. And then all of a sudden yesterday, my son was like, I want to deep clean my room. And he was moving stuff around. And I'm like, well, why don't you just move this all out of the room and we'll deep clean the floor? And he was like, yes, let's do that. Because it's very rare for me to be like, I'll mop your whole floor for you. But it wasn't mopping. The whole thing with the deep cleaning is it's hydrogen peroxide and baking soda, and you have to apply it slowly and by hand. So it was a solid 6 hours of me on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor, and today, super sore everywhere. Everything hurts. But he has the cleanest, shiniest, sparkliest tile floor. And then he moved in. We moved in the big furniture last night, on the bed and the bookcases and stuff. And the rest of it was stacked out here overnight. And while I was still sleeping this morning, he got up and he moved everything very quietly into his room and got it all done. And so he's very happy with that. And then he spent the rest of the day before he went to work playing Rainbow Six. But I would have to say in this instance, he earned it. He really did. Aside from me scrubbing the floor, he did everything else. He took everything out. He put everything in. I did a little bit of vacuuming, but he did all his own dusting and everything. So, yay! For reading, I have read 14 books this month, which is low for the progress I've been having in previous months. But it's still high compared to other people just because I have more free time. There was when I was working a full-time job and a part-time job, and then I was working a full-time job and going to university, I was averaging 1 to 5 books a month, and I think that's average for most people. So I feel, while my health is not that great, I feel blessed that I'm able to use this time to kind of catch up on some reading that I have just for a couple of years after my divorce. I didn't read at all. And there's kind of a backstory behind that I'm not going to get into, but there were, I think, 2 years that I maybe read 1 book and 4 books, respectively, and there was a year, I think, prior to that where I didn't read at all. So to be reading this much now, I feel very happy about that, and I feel like while everything in my life is not as I would like it to be, I am extremely grateful to be here and to be able to use my time like this, because if I were working full-time, I can guarantee I would be reading between 1 and 5 books a month, so I'm super happy about that. And that is all my categories that I've been covering lately. I've been toying with the idea of making 1 more category, but for now, I think that'll do it. And we're just under 10 minutes, so for once, not a 30-minute video. I will be back again on Friday. I have an actual book haul and a small library haul. So I will see you all on Friday. Thank you if you have watched to the end. Happy whatever time of day it is. and have a great rest of the week. Bye.